So let us now discuss about the first experiment in the integrated design project practical course. So the first experiment is design of power supply unit. So here we will be obtaining a regulated DC output from the power supply unit. So the input will be an alternating source AC and the output will be a DC one. So the various applications of this circuit, that means this power supply unit, will be in the various areas wherever we need a stable and constant power supply. Right? So for most of the electronic circuits, right, in various applications, right, we have various applications of the electronic circuits. So in those places, wherever we need a stable and constant DC, and that is possible by means of this power supply unit. Let's now discuss about various blocks that are present in the power supply unit. To start with, the first block is a transformer, the second block is the rectifier, third block is the smoothing filter, and the fourth block is the regulator. The regulator is the final and the fourth block. Okay. So the transformer will be accepting 230 volts AC supply that is coming from the mains. So transformer will be accepting 230 volts AC, and the purpose of this transformer is to step down the AC voltage from 230 volts to the lower voltage, and that is possible by means of a step down transformer. So the transformer that is being utilized here is a step down transformer. Next block is the rectifier, and the rectifier is to convert AC signal that is at the input of the rectifier to the DC. Right? So the rectifier, there are several types of rectifiers. It could be an half-wave rectifier and a full-wave rectifier. So the main component that is used in the rectifier circuits will be a diode. Right? So we can go for a half-wave rectifier or a full-wave rectifier. So in this case, we have utilized a full-wave rectifier. So full-wave rectifier, again we can go for a bridge circuit wherein we can use 4 diodes. So any 2 diodes will be conducting the positive half cycle, and the other 2 diodes will be conducting in the negative half cycle, which means the input AC is completely converted into DC. It is conducting in both the positive half as well as the negative half. That's why we call the circuit as a full-wave rectifier. So after the rectification, the output from the rectifier is still a pulsating DC. It is still it is a DC, but it is still pulsating. So to remove the pulses, that is to remove the pulsating components, we can use a filter. There are various types of filters. So we can use either a capacitor filter or an inductor filter or an RC filter. So several types of filters are there. So in our case, we can use a capacitor filter. So the capacitor filter, it removes the ripples. It removes the ripples that are present in the output of the rectifier circuit. Okay. And then we can use a regulator IC, the circuit that is a regulator IC that is available as a IC, which produces a constant 5 volts DC. So as we can observe from the block diagram, the input seems to be a 230 volts AC, the output seems to be a regulated 5 volts DC. So the same block diagram has been shown here, wherein you could see the transformer, right, where it accepts the AC to 30 volts AC, and at the output of the transformer you could see still an AC, but at a lower level because we have used a step down transformer. So 230 volts will be reduced to around 12 volts or 9 volts depending on the requirements of the rectifier circuit. Right? So now we could observe from this rectifier block, it is accepting the AC input that is coming as an output from the transformer. So the input to the rectifier is still an AC, right? That is specified as Vm sin omega t. And the output from the rectifier, as you could observe from the arrows, so the output from the rectifier seems to be a DC, but it is a pulsating DC. Pulsating DC, right? That is appearing in only one direction. That's why we call this as a DC. But it is not a stable one. So I need a constant and stable DC signal. So that is not possible just from only a rectifier circuit. Right now the output seems to be the pulsating DC. So now this pulsating DC should be converted into a constant and stable DC. Okay. Right. So the rectifier circuit, whatever we have utilized is a full wave rectifier, or it could be a bridge rectifier. So in our demonstration, we have utilized a bridge rectifier that is designed using 4 diodes. So next block is the filter. So filter is used for removing the ripples that is present at the output of the rectifier. Okay. So this pulsating DC is given as the input to the filter, and as you could see, the output from the filter, right, so is this one, wherein you could see is a DC, and most of the ripples have been removed. Right? Most of the ripples have been removed. This is possible by means of the charging and discharging of the capacitors. Right? As you said, the capacitor filter has been utilized here. And the final block will be the regulator. So regulator the various components and the consumables required to design the power supply unit are shown in the table. So number 1, we need a step down transformer, as we have discussed in the block diagram. So we need a transformer. Now we need a step down transformer, and the input voltage of 230 volts should be stepped down to 9 volts now. So we are using a 0 to 9 volts specification. And next is we need a diode. So diode to be used in the rectifier circuit. So since we are using a bridge rectifier, so we need 4 quantities of diode, 4 numbers. So the specification of the diode is 1N4007. Then we need capacitors of 2 values, 470 microfarads and 0.1 microfarads, as we have specified in the block diagram, that is in the filtering section. Next we need a resistor, it's a current limiting resistor of 1K, and voltage regulator. Some of the regulator IC is LM7805. This is an IC, regulator IC, and we need a CRO, so cathode ray oscilloscope, to view all the waveforms in various places. Right, one is the input of the transformer, and the output of the transformer, and the output of the rectifier, output of the filter, and finally the output from the regulator. So all the outputs could be viewed on the CROs, and then breadboard to make the circuit, and to place all the components and to complete the circuit we need a breadboard, and then finally the wires, connecting wires as required. So this is the circuit diagram that has to be developed on the breadboard using the various components and the consumables that were specified in the previous slide. So we are starting with a transformer that accepts 230 volts AC as the input. Right? The transformer seems to be a step down transformer, as we have specified earlier. And next we need a rectifier. The rectifier is a full wave rectifier. That means still it is a bridge rectifier, wherein we have used 4 diodes. So the idea is any 2 of the diodes will be conducting during positive off cycle, and the rest 2 diodes will be conducting during the negative off cycle, which means during both the positive as well as the negative half cycle, right, the rectifier will be the diodes will be conducting, that is rectifier will be in action, and we will be getting a pulsating DC. Okay, we will be getting a DC. That means both the positive off and the negative off, both are being rectified. And then next comes the filter section, and in the filter section we have designed the filter using the capacitor filter. And next comes the regulator. The regulator has been developed using LM7805 IC. Right? So it accepts the input. It has got 3 terminals. So line in, this is line in, this is line out, and this is ground. Right? So line in accepts the output from the filter circuit, and is the center lead that has to be grounded, and the third lead that is connected to the output, that may be connected to the CRO or an LED, where we could see the constant DC. So the output could be viewed on a CRO as a straight line DC with 5 volts, a 5 volts straight line, or it could be viewed on a multimeter wherein we could see the voltage range, or we could even view it using a DC voltmeter wherein we could see a 5 volts deflection in the DC voltmeter. Discussed earlier, we shall now look into the demonstration of the power supply unit. So as we discussed earlier, the power supply unit comprises of various blocks. The first block seems to be the transformer section, second one is the rectifier section, third one is the filter section, and final one is the voltage regulator section. So now let us look into the transformer section. So this is the transformer that is shown here. This is a simple step down transformer that steps down the accepted 230 volts AC into 9 volts AC. So the input signal is a AC signal, the output of the transformer is still an AC signal, but it is the stepped down signal, and it is around 9 volts. So that is shown on a CRO. So here we shall visualize the various signals that are given as input into the various blocks, and also the output from the various blocks on this CRO. So let us now see the waveform that appearing across the output of the transformer. So this is the signal that is output from the output coming from the transformer. The amplitude is around, the amplitude that we look into this y-axis is around 9 volts. Now this signal is a AC signal, still it is an AC signal. Our purpose is to convert the AC to the complete straight DC signal of 5 volts. Now this is given as the input to the rectifier section. So the rectifier section is now built on a breadboard that is shown here. The rectifier can be designed using various types. We have a half-wave rectifier, a full-wave rectifier, and a bridge rectifier. Now we are going to use a bridge rectifier. So the bridge rectifier involves the circuit connection of 4 diodes D1. So this is D1, this is D2, this is D3 and D4. The positive of D1 and the positive of D4 are connected serially as shown here. The negative of D2 and the negative of D4 are connected here, and the connections are as shown here, just as we discussed in the previous circuit diagram. Okay, right. Now the input to the rectifier section is 10 volts, around 9 volts AC from the transformer that is given as the input to the rectifier section, and the connections are as shown here on the breadboard. Now we shall look into the output that is obtained from the rectifier. So as this is a bridge rectifier, right? So any 2 diodes will be conducting at a time. So we will be able to get the complete rectified output from the input AC signal, both for the positive half cycle as well as for the negative half cycle. So let us look into the waveform that is obtained from the output of the rectifier. So this is the output that is obtained from the output of the rectifier. As we could see, so both the positive half cycle and the negative half cycle are getting rectified, and this is a signal that is appearing along only one direction. So this is we can call this as a DC signal, but it is comprising of ripples. It's a DC with ripples. Now our aim is to remove all the ripples and convert this into a straight DC. Okay. So now we should discuss about the. So after the rectified output, now we have to discuss about the filter section involves the usage of a capacitor. So our purpose is to reduce the ripples that is appearing in the signal that is obtained at the output of the rectifier. Right? So already we have discussed about the signal and we have seen the signal also. Now we can discuss about how we can reduce the ripples. So one such of the signal that is obtained at the output of the rectifier we have discussed earlier. So now our purpose is to reduce the ripples that is appearing on the DC signal. So we can utilize the usage of the filter section to reduce the ripples. So the filter section can be designed using capacitor. So this is a simple capacitor filter. The value of the capacitor is 470 microfarads. And just we can see how the LED turns on. So the longer lead shows the positive of the LED. It is connected here, and this is the negative of the LED. And just you can see how the LED turns on, because it now sees the it gets the respective voltage for turning on. And we can analyze the signal that is appearing at the output of the filter section on a CRO, as you could see. So this is the output that is obtained at the output of the CRO. So this is the output that is obtained at the output of the CRO. So the previous signal contained a lot of ripples. Now the ripples have been reduced, and this is possible with the charging and discharging of the capacitor. So charging and discharging, as it goes, we could see the ripples are being reduced. Now next our purpose is to convert this into a straight complete DC signal using a regulator. So the output from the filter section still contains ripples. So now we can utilize a voltage regulator IC to convert it into a complete unidirectional signal, which means a complete 5 volts DC. So our purpose is to get 5 volts DC. So that can be done using a voltage regulator IC. So this is a voltage regulator IC 7805 that involves IC with 3 pins. So first pin is a line in where you will be feeding the input voltage. Number 2 is the common pin that has to be grounded. Number 3 is the line out where you will be taking the output. So this is line in, the center pin, that is the common, and the final pin, this is the line out pin. Right? So now we have connected the output that is obtained from the filter section to the input of the regulator IC, which means the line in here. So this is the output from the filter has been connected to the input of the regulator section, and this is the common pin, and this is the output. We will be checking from the output of the regulator. So that can be visualized on a CRO. So this is the output that we could see on a CRO, but still as it is a DC signal, a straight signal, so we couldn't check out the amplitude. As we need to check out the amplitude of the output DC signal, we require around 5 volts. We are not able to check the output value, that is the DC voltage value. So we shall now utilize a simple voltmeter to measure the voltage that is here. So just see, we have 2 knobs here. So this is the negative of voltmeter, positive, negative. So they are connected. One is connected to the input of the regulator, and the other is connected to the output of the regulator.
Common.
As you could see here, exactly 5 volts is appearing across the output of the regulator. Okay. So we have started with 230 volts AC, that is given as the input to the transformer that is appearing from the power supply, main power supply, 230 volts AC. After various conversions, now we could see 5 volts DC is appearing across the entire circuit. So this is how the power supply unit can be designed and a complete DC can be obtained from the circuit.